You could feel the chill in the air the moment she walked into the bank, not because of the air conditioning, but because of the stairs. A young woman, early 30s, dressed in a tailored black pantsuit and gold hoop earrings, walked up to the counter with quiet confidence. Her name was Naomi Brooks, poised, self-made, and carrying a small brown envelope. But the teller, Melissa Crane, a sharp-tongued clerk with a practiced smirk, didn't see confidence. She saw someone she thought she could look down on. Naomi waited patiently in line as customers moved slowly. When it was her turn, she stepped up and said softly, "Hello everyone. Before we begin today's video, I need your help. We have noticed that the channel is losing traction, and subscribing is one of the best ways you can help us. It's quick, free, and allows us to continue to bring you great content. Your support means everything. Let's keep this channel growing collectively. Where are you watching from? Drop your city and country in the comments below. Thank you very much. Now, let's get back to the story. Good morning. I'd like to make a deposit to the corporate account, please." Melissa barely glanced up. "Name on the account?" "Brooks Financial Group," Naomi said, handing over the slip. Melissa's brow furrowed. "And you're?" "Naomi Brooks, the managing director." Melissa paused, eyed her from head to toe. The gold bracelet, the brown skin, the faint London accent. She clicked her tongue. "Managing director? Huh? That's cute. Do you have authorization to handle business accounts?" Naomi's smile thinned. "Yes, I do. The authorization's under my name. You can check the database." But Melissa wasn't interested in checking. She wanted a scene. She leaned closer over the counter, loud enough for others to hear. "We get people like you all the time. Fancy names, business accounts, until the system says otherwise." A few customers looked over. Naomi's fingers tightened slightly around the envelope, but she didn't lose composure. "Please just run the details. You'll find it matches." Melissa sighed theatrically and turned to a colleague. "Hey, Carol, got another entrepreneur trying to move money into a corporate account again." The chuckle that followed made Naomi's chest tighten. "Ma'am," she said calmly, "I'd appreciate if you kept this professional." Melissa rolled her eyes. "Then show me some real ID, something that proves you're not trying to scam the system." Naomi slid across her passport and business card. The teller snatched them, scanned briefly, and frowned. The computer beeped, confirming her name matched. But instead of apologizing, Melissa sneered. "Okay, so maybe you do work there, but still, these deposits are for executives. You should have gone through your employer's liaison." Naomi took a slow breath. "I am the executive." The teller smirked again, this time with open disbelief. "Right, and I'm the CEO of Wall Street." The line behind them grew longer. Someone murmured, "Just let the lady bank, jeez." Naomi's voice dropped to a whisper. "You're being disrespectful. Please do your job." Melissa crossed her arms. "Or what? You'll report me? Go ahead. I've been here 12 years. Management knows who's real and who's pretending." It was then that Naomi realized this wasn't about policy. It was about ego and prejudice dressed as procedure. Still, she kept her dignity. "You know what? Let's finish the transaction. You'll see exactly how real this is." Melissa reluctantly keyed in the details. Her monitor flashed. Account verified. Priority client, Tier 1. The tone in the room shifted instantly. Melissa blinked. "Wait, priority client." Her colleague leaned over. "That's one of the bank's top accounts." Melissa's smirk faltered, but she tried to cover it. "Well, still, policy is policy." Naomi's phone buzzed. It was her assistant, texting. "On my way to the meeting with the board. They're expecting you." She smiled faintly and replied, "Perfect timing." She turned back to the teller. "You might want to keep that account number handy. You'll be hearing more about it soon." And with that, she took her documents and walked out, calm, silent, and deeply humiliated. Outside, she sat in her car for a long minute, tears forming but refusing to fall. This wasn't the first time someone underestimated her. But this time it was different, because in exactly 2 hours, she would walk into a conference room filled with executives from that same bank. And they didn't know who she really was. Yet, 2 hours later, Naomi entered the glass tower of Regency National Bank. The same logo she'd seen behind Melissa's counter now gleamed across the marble lobby. She was greeted by a young assistant. "Ms. Brooks, the board is ready for you." "Thank you," Naomi said, composed again. Inside the 14th-floor boardroom, 10 executives sat waiting. Among them, the regional director, the head of client relations, and the vice president of operations. They all stood when Naomi entered. "Ms. Brooks," said the VP, "thank you for coming. We're eager to finalize the terms of our partnership." Naomi smiled graciously, her earlier humiliation hidden beneath calm precision. "Likewise, I just came from one of your branches. Actually, quite an experience." There was polite laughter, the kind that didn't know what was coming. "I'll get straight to the point," she continued. Brooks Financial Group is prepared to invest $30 billion in your upcoming digital transition initiative, contingent on one final review. The room straightened instantly. Eyes widened. This was no small partnership. It was historic. But Naomi raised a finger. "Before we proceed, I'd like to show you something that happened at one of your locations earlier today." She pressed play on her tablet. The room filled with the sound of Melissa's voice. Loud, mocking, dismissive. Managing director, "Huh? That's cute. Show me some real ID." "I've been here 12 years. I know who's pretending." The executives sat frozen. The VP's jaw clenched. Naomi paused the clip and said quietly, "This is how your staff treats priority clients. This is how your institution represents itself to the public." The silence was deafening. Finally, the regional director spoke. "Ms. Brooks, this is unacceptable. I assure you, this is not who we are." Naomi cut him off with quiet authority. "Respectfully, I don't want assurances. I want accountability. Because what happened this morning isn't just about me. It's about every person you dismissed before listening." The head of client relations turned pale. "We'll take immediate action." "Who is the employee?" Naomi slid a printed form across the table. "Melissa Crane, Branch 214 downtown." The VP nodded grimly. "She'll be placed under review before the end of the day." Naomi stood, gathering her files. "No need. I'll save you the trouble." Everyone looked confused. "What do you mean?" Naomi looked each of them in the eye and said, "Because as of today, Brooks Financial Group is withdrawing the entire $30 billion investment." Gasps filled the room. "You're canceling?" one stammered. "Yes," she said firmly. "If your people can't recognize integrity at the counter, they don't deserve it in the boardroom." She turned to leave, but then stopped. "One more thing. I wasn't there to deposit money into your bank. I was there to test your service. Because Brooks Financial is acquiring a majority stake in your parent company next quarter." The VP's face went white. "You what?" Naomi smiled softly. "That's right. Technically, by the end of the fiscal cycle, I own your bank." No one breathed. No one spoke. She walked out, heels clicking against the marble floor. Every step a quiet thunder. By evening, Melissa Crane was called into her manager's office. She walked in, defensive already. If this is about that woman from earlier, she was rude first. Her manager slid a tablet across the desk. It showed Naomi's photo beside the headline. Brooks Financial acquires majority stake in Regency National Bank. Melissa's voice faltered. She's the one who... Her manager nodded. "The woman you humiliated now owns the institution you work for." The color drained from her face. "Effective immediately, your employment is under review pending disciplinary action. Pack your things." Melissa left the building in silence. The same silence Naomi had endured that morning, only now it burned. That evening, the story hit every news outlet. Entrepreneur tests bank staff, exposes mistreatment, then cancels $30 billion deal. And Naomi? She didn't gloat. She simply posted one line on her social media. "Dignity is not a privilege. It's the baseline." It went viral overnight. When you underestimate people, you might just insult the very person holding your next opportunity. Always treat others with respect. not because of who they are, but because of who you should be.